Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'm going to be live coding with the Coinbase SDK to find the quickest way to build and deploy an interactive app. We'll initialize the SDK, create new wallets, deploy it to Vercel, and even add features like smart wallets and faucets with just one button click. Join me to see how fast we can make it happen. I've already set up a new project using Create Next app. And I haven't actually seen any docs from the Coinbase team showing how to use the Coinbase SDK with Next.js. So let's see if we can do that. The first step is I'm going to try to update this Next.js app to add in the Coinbase SDK. Step one, I'm going to check out a new branch. Let's call it checkout to sweetmentech/Coinbase SDK. We're going to be setting up the Coinbase SDK. We'll then create a wallet with the Coinbase SDK, then create a smart wallet, then deploy it onto Vercel, then make it so that we have a button where we can create new smart wallets on button click. Finally, make it so that we trigger a faucet to deposit funds into that smart wallet on click. And after all that, we'll make it so that you click a button, create a new smart wallet, and post a new token onto In Process by Latasha. Getting started, step one, Coinbase. Let's try finding the quick start where we can see that we should just be able to run I just want using SDKs, CDP SDK. Let's go ahead and try this install command. I'll open up a new terminal. And I'm using pnpm, but if you're using npm, it'll be the same command. Just for me, pnpm I package name. If you're using npm, it'll just be npm I package name. We install the Coinbase SDK. Then we need to get a new set of keys by going to cdp.coinbase.com. That will take us over to the Coinbase developer platform where I can open up the portal. And once I'm on the portal, I can then set up a new set of API keys. CDP portal. All right, now that we're logged in, let's go over to API keys. I probably already have a delete key here. I do not. Delete Coinbase starter. Create the key and download it. And now let's copy both of these variables into a new file called .env.local. Inside of here, we'll make two environment variables. First will be called CDP app key name. And then let's try CDP app key secret. And instead of name, officially this is an ID, so we'll change this to ID. And then here's our secret. So we've got app key ID and an app key secret. And it's just CDP secret. We've got an app key ID and we've got a secret. We've got both of those saved. I'll close this file. And now let's go back to the getting started guide. Let's now initialize our CDP by making a new folder called lib. Inside of our new folder called lib, I'm going to make a new folder called Coinbase. And inside of lib Coinbase, I will make a new folder called client.tsx. And now we'll paste in all of this. And then let's just export default Coinbase. Wallet is defined but never used. That's fine. And now we'll add in both of those. And we also want to say if not, we want to throw an error. We need both of those environment variables to be set. Let's try, we're already running the app, so we don't have this being plugged in anywhere. What else do we want to do? I would like to create a wallet and send some funds. That sounds like a great idea. We've configured Coinbase, configure from JSON. Now I want to go wallet.create. The signature Coinbase is deprecated. Use configure or configure from JSON instead. Let's try configure. So I'm being told that what I'm trying to do is deprecated. Coinbase.configure. Let's try that. New Coinbase, instead of new Coinbase, Coinbase.configure. Let's try this. Does that look better? No more deprecation errors. So this looks like we're now good. And I actually don't think we need to I'm wondering where we need to import this. I'm not sure we actually need to export a default anymore. What I'm going to do is we'll create a wallet in here as well. Import, and now let's export default wallet, I guess. And we'll make this a const. We're creating a new wallet. And let's log all this. I'll open up Cursor. Please create a new API route /API/wallet, which will return the public key from the Coinbase SDK. Route API wallet, which will return the public key from the Coinbase wallet SDK. Or it's just a Coinbase SDK. Let's execute that and see if we can get a new API endpoint generated, which is going to give us the public key of this new wallet that we're creating with Coinbase. It's checking out the app structure. Looks like we don't have one yet, so we need to create that first. It's found our client. Checking the package to understand the dependencies. It is creating our new API. Once that directory's been created, it can create the route file. Don't worry. Well, let's let it search the web. It might be able to fix itself. Seems like it is going off path, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it. The actual correct method is right here, get default address. Okay, let's test out if this endpoint works. I should be able to go to localhost 3000 /API/wallet, and I should get back the public key of my Coinbase wallet. Looks like we're getting some errors. CDP app key name and CDP secret must be set. They should be set. CDP, oh, whoops, I might have them defined incorrectly. It should be CDP app key ID and CDP secret. Let's try that again. Okay, so now we're at least getting a response, but it's an empty JSON object. Let's go back to the docs and see what we're doing wrong. Quick start, it looks like we need to potentially await the creation of the wallet, and we also need to await the getting of the default address. Let's await. And we're already awaiting here. Let's see what happens now that we're awaiting. Let's refresh. Now we get a public key back. We can see the ID. We can see the key info. Base Sepulveda is the network that it's on. It's got a public key, a wallet ID. Looks like we now have the SDK initialized. Let's push these changes and open up a quick pull request so we can review what we've done so far. I will add all these changes. We should be on a branch. I'm going to say I init the Coinbase SDK. Let's commit these changes and let's publish the branch. I already know I don't like dev comments, so I'm going to remove these dev comments, save it, and I'm just going to say remove dev comments. Let's escape, make sure I add that file, commit the changes, push the changes, and now that we've done that change, let's open up a pull request and ship our first pull request. I'm going to make sure that Slack's open so that I can share these changes with my team. Open up my first pull request. I did not make any tickets for this, so I apologize for shooting at the hip. This is going to be for Coinbase, but I don't think I have a channel for them, so I'll make it recoup. I would like a Coinbase channel. That way I can actively document what I'm doing for Coinbase and Base. I'm going to call it create channel of Coinbase. Make it a blank channel. Coinbase. Create it. It's public. It's just going to be me in here for now. Code review. Now I can say hashtag Coinbase. Can paste the pull request. I add Coinbase SDK. Let's check out our files changed and do a quick review. We create a new route where we just get the default address and then we return that public info. We throw an error if there is one. We created a new client where we create a wallet and we export that wallet using the Coinbase SDK. We rearrange some of our packages based off of something, and we've got our PNPM lock. Looks good to me. I'm just going to ship this. And then we'll get it set up with Vercel. So that way we can deploy this and test our changes off of our computer on a deployed environment. So I'll merge this. Once it's merged, I'll report it inside of Slack so that my team is aware that I just finished that first task. Oh no, I'm not replying inside of the thread. Open up a thread, do it again, take a new screenshot, come back. We put a little ship emoji so that everybody knows that we're shipping. And then we add a little ship emoji. Okay, so we've added the Coinbase SDK, but so far we just have code that's sitting in GitHub. Let's cross off our first task. We got the SDK, but let's skip ahead to task number 4 and get this deployed using Vercel. Vercel is where we can deploy these apps using Coinbase, both the front end with on-chain kit, as well as the back end of Coinbase SDK. We can deploy both of those with Vercel free and automatic directly with our GitHub repositories that we're building on. So go to Vercel. If you don't already have a Vercel account, you'll be asked to set one up. You can use your GitHub. That is, again, a free account, and you don't need any credit cards to get started building on Vercel entirely for free. It'll then read all of my GitHub projects, and I can import my Coinbase Quick Start. It already knows it's a Next.js project, and so all I need to do is click deploy. I forgot to throw in my environment variables, so we might get a build error. Let me see if I can cancel it and now add in my environment variables. I'll go over to my env.local, and I should just be able to copy it all in bulk and then paste it in, and it auto gets it, and now we can deploy with our environment variables. Even though I'm sharing these environment variables public right now, make sure that you keep your environment variables private. I'm only sharing these public for educational purposes. In general, after this video, I'm going to be deleting these keys so that even if you're trying to copy my key, it's not going to work for you. So again, this is only for educational purposes. Please do not be sharing these keys publicly, or else you risk someone else running up a big bill on your Coinbase account. We're on the Vercel deploy. It is deploying. The next step, and we've even already created a wallet. So the next step is I want to try creating a smart wallet. That's something I've not been able to get working yet, but I've heard is possible. Let's find smart wallets here inside of Coinbase docs. And so I should be able to just call the create smart wallet command. So I'll ask, well, I'm not even going to ask. Let's just update this route. To say create smart wallet from the Coinbase SDK. Owner is going to be public key dot address, I believe. Let's check the response. Nopits dot ID. I guess get ID. Creates a new smart wallet. Public key dot get ID. Signer. String is not assignable to type signer. Why not? What are you actually looking for? Owner is private key to account. I'm not using private key to account. Can I just use wallet? Address and sign are missing. How can I get a signer? Server signers, is that what I'm looking for? I don't know, that looks complex. Haven't even gotten into it yet. Let's go back into wallets. Wallet.create, get default address, create address, get list the two addresses in the wallet. Get default address. We can create other wallets. Maybe it's just get default address. It might just be public key here. Is that the case or no? Wallet address is missing. Let's see what the options are inside of here. Create smart wallet options can pass in a signer. And signer is looking for an address and a sign function. Can I get that from a Coinbase wallet? Wallet.import. And now I'm looking for smart wallets. The only thing I'm seeing is private key to account. Like we're generating a private key using VM. I guess let's just do what they say. I wanted to do it all end to end with Coinbase, but let's just try to get this to work. We need to install VM because I don't have that installed. So we'll open up a new tab and use pnpm I VM. We'll install the VM package. Import from VM. I think it's just VM. I don't think it's VM accounts. No, it's VM accounts. So both of these errors should go away. They do. We've now got smart wallet address. And instead of public key, let's return smart wallet address. Let's see if we can now. Also, did we finish deploying? It looks like we finished deploying. So let's take, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. So far, we've set up our SDK. We've created a wallet. We're working on creating a smart wallet. I'm taking us on a quick detour to verify if our existing app works. I should be able to go to /API/wallet, and then I should be able to see over here a Coinbase wallet. I've been able to deploy the Coinbase SDK onto Vercel entirely for free. You can go to coinbasequickstart.vercel.app/API/wallet to see the wallet that I've been creating. Let's keep moving locally. So locally, I'm now going to be returning a smart wallet instead of a wallet for the same endpoint. Let's see if that works. I'm going to try refreshing this endpoint. Let's see if we get any errors. Looks like we are getting an error. Error fetching wallet public key. Coinbase SDK has not been initialized. Please initialize by calling either coinbase.configure. Okay, so it's not liking how we are calling this. So I'm going to move. Let's move this into client. Const Coinbase equals that. Like, how can I get this to get called organically? Const init. Let's make it a const init. Init Coinbase SDK. And then let's try export default init Coinbase SDK. And over here in our route, let's try just importing that function and calling it. So right here, we'll call init Coinbase SDK. This expression is not callable type. Coinbase has no call signatures. So I want this to be a function, and I don't care what it does. So let's just do this. That way I can at least call it. There we go. All right, let's try it again now that I'm initializing the Coinbase SDK. Let's try it again. Looks like we're applying now, and I got a smart wallet address. So it seems like we are now generating a smart wallet. Let's make sure that we've shipped any pull requests. We already shipped that one. So let's check out a new branch and start shipping a new pull request for smart wallets. I'll check out to Sweetman Tech /smart wallets, create a new branch. I would like to start documenting these tasks I'm building out for Coinbase. So let's make a new linear board specifically for, I'll keep it inside of Recoup for now, because I have a feeling it's going to be high overlap between Recoup and what I'm building out for Coinbase. If you didn't already know, in the top left, I've got the QR code for this GitHub repo that I'm building out. So if you want to get started building on Coinbase super fast and easy, I will be updating that during this live stream. So check out that QR code if you would like to see what it is we're cooking. Inside of the Recoup project, I'm going to make a new in progress ticket called Coinbase. And I'm going to keep it kind of generic right now. Just call it Coinbase. And I'm going to make it inside of here. I'll start defining the tasks that I want to do, just so that I'm actually linking these to tickets. So the first one is P1 create smart wallet. Assign this to me, create the ticket. Let's try to define out a couple more tickets while I'm here. I'll make a P1. I would like a README so that people can, the README should include setup instructions, as well as emojis, as well as Vercel setup instructions. And env variable required. That should be it. What else are we going to be doing today? Create smart wallet is what we're doing in progress. README is a cleanup that is important to do. I've already done the Vercel deploy, so let's scratch that off of our list. I would like an on-click. So on-click P1 button on-click calls /API/wallet actual The application uses the default Next.js starter app. Application has an aesthetically pleasing and mobile responsive page that is minimal with one single button, create smart wallet. After I click the button, I then trigger the API for /API/wallet, and the response from that API display the address of the smart wallet on the screen. All right, feeling good. We've got our button. And so the next thing I want is to be able to, I think there's a faucet method inside of the Coinbase SDK. Faucet, actual are empty. When we call the Smart Wallet API endpoint, we should also use the Coinbase SDK faucet method to load up the new Smart Wallet with a little bit of funds so that it can start doing things on chain. When we call the Smart Wallet API endpoint, we should also use the, come on, let me click. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Can we undo that? That was a lot. When we call the Smart Wallet API endpoint, we should also use the Coinbase SDK faucet method to load up the new wallet with a little bit of funds so that I can start doing things on chain. When we call I think that's it. So create the Smart Wallet README button faucet. And then if we can, I would also like to create a collectible on in process. I want to, if possible, I would love us to be able to create a collectible on in process without ever needing to create a wallet or actually sign a transaction. I'll leave this one blank for now because this is a stretch goal. I want to keep this video under an hour because it is Saturday night and this is going to be the last thing I'm doing that is building related. So I'm going to copy the branch name. Let's check out to my new branch name that I got from my linear task. Let's add all these changes, commit it underneath the message from the ticket, publish the branch, and let's start to open up a pull request. Open up the pull request. Our ticket should automatically get moved into review. It did. I'll take this pull request, throw it into Slack so that my team knows that I am still shipping. Hashtag Coinbase. And now let's grab that ticket, create Smart Wallet. And so now it should auto kick off a new deployment so that we can test the new smart wallet without even shipping it to main. So I can go here and then I can give a testing URL by saying /API/wallet. I'll copy this domain. If we go over to /API/wallet, I'm hoping it gives us back a smart wallet. Here's our smart wallet address, which I believe should be different from our smart wallet address locally. We're just creating new smart wallets. It's that easy to create a brand new smart wallet. I just have to hit my endpoint, and each time I hit this endpoint, it's going to create a brand new smart wallet for me. Just like that easy. So I'm happy with how this pull request is coming out. Test here. Coinbase makes it super easy to start creating smart wallets. Very excited about getting to use smart wallets in the apps that I'm building. New smart wallet created when you hit the endpoint. Super easy to be able to create a smart wallet now. Let's review the code changes that we needed to do in order to make it so that we are automatically creating smart wallets. Let's move this to a new lib just so that it's fine here. This code is super small. Get the smart wallet address. And then we return the address. We changed up how we're initializing, made an initialize function so that way we can import this anywhere we need it. And we've added VM, which was needed to set up how we are creating new private keys from now on. I'm ready to ship this. Have I already sent a photo in Slack? I did send a photo. Let's ship it. We've already tested our deployment. Yeah, so we can ship this. Let's cancel. Let's do squash and merge. We've shipped. Keep going the wrong direction. Ship emoji, we get that out the door. We've now got, this is the first app I've ever built that uses smart wallets with the Coinbase SDK. That was incredibly simple to get smart wallets up and running using the Coinbase SDK. Took 4 lines of code. Let's do the README last. I want to do the README last so that the agent can read over everything that we've already added. Let's do the button next. Check out the branch, come back to my code base. Let's 3 dots, check out to branch name from linear, publish the branch. Once the branch is published, I will pull the latest changes from main. And now that we pulled, it'll prompt us to sync the changes, which we will sync. And once we've done that, I will please implement the following task. And I'm just going to give it all the definitions from this linear card I just wrote up. And I'm going to clear we'll leave the client in there. It's not really important. Let's see what it's able to do. I will implement a mobile wallet responsive page. Let me stop it real quick. Update the route path. Do not create a new route. I'll update the route path to create a minimal, aesthetically pleasing mobile responsive page with a create smart wallet button that calls the API wallet endpoint and displays the smart wallet address. That sounds perfect. That's exactly what I want. I want to make it easy for anybody that wants to see how easy it is to create a smart wallet to come onto the page and start spinning up smart wallets using the Coinbase SDK in 1 click. Okay, it looks like we have added a create wallet function and we added a button onto the page. I want us to delete a lot more of the content because it looks like it might now be updating more of the page content. Let's accept the file and let it do its changes. Let's make sure the API endpoint is correctly implemented to create it. Looks good. Package.json. Looks like we have everything we need. So I'll try going, instead of directly to the API, let's try visiting our app and see how our app looks now. Powered by the Coinbase SDK, we've got Coinbase Smart Wallet, create a smart wallet. I'll inspect. Let's see how it looks on mobile. If we click the create button, it says creating. And then we created a smart wallet. And I can do it again and make another and do it again and make another. And I can just sit here all day spinning up smart wallets, as many as I want. Whoa. I thought we were charging. It looks like I'm not charging my laptop. So give me 1 sec to make sure that I am plugged in. I'm going to quickly turn off my camera. And just give me 1 sec to make sure that I am plugged in and charging. Without battery. Better? Are we charging now? We are plugged in. And usually in a couple seconds we're charging. There we go, now we're charging. Okay, so we now are creating Coinbase smart wallets at the click of a button. All it takes is 1 click and we're creating new smart wallets. Awesome. We can see that it's powered by the Coinbase SDK at the bottom. I'm happy with where we've gotten so far. Let's push these changes and open up a pull request. Because the goal of this was to have the button. We've got the button. We're already on our branch, right? Yep, we're already on our branch. Added button, click to create smart wallet. Let's commit the changes. Sync the changes. We're just creating smart wallets. Smart wallets are going to change everything for how I'm able to run the accounts that are inside of Recoup and the other on-chain apps I'm doing. It's going to allow me to build invisible on-chain apps so that I can control and create new accounts for anybody when they enter the app. Those accounts can have funds provisioned to them so that they can sign and do transactions and have sovereignty in what they do. But I can also drive those without needing to have an intrusive pop-up or make people think about, like, there's no sign-in on this. You just click a button and it's creating wallets for you. So you can do on-chain actions without ever needing to sign in with a wallet, know what a wallet is, have any knowledge of what gas is. This is where we want to be going. Make it so that you can use on-chain things, but you don't need to know what on-chain is. And you don't need to know what gas is. I should be able to build an app and make the entire on-chain experience invisible if I'd like. And if people want to see, they can see it. Looks like we are deleting more code than we're adding. I'd love to see that. This is all looking fine. Have I already shared this pull request? I have not. Let's go back to the conversation. Copy the URL, hashtag Coinbase. I'll share the link to my GitHub repo, my GitHub pull request. And now let's go back to the task, copy the task name, paste the task name in, and let's link it to the ticket. Link the ticket, and we'll share that off. Let's see if we've already deployed onto Vercel or not. Let's close down some of this. Looks like we have already finished deploying. So this is my testing URL. Let's see if it loads. Authenticating, I don't want it to authenticate. I'll remove authentication just because it slows me down slightly. If you want to remove authentication protection so that you can share your preview domains on Vercel with anybody, whether they're internal to your team or external, all you need to do is go over to Vercel for the project that you want to make more public. You'll click the project name in the top bar of Vercel and then go to the Settings tab. Once you're inside of Settings, you should see inside of what's it in? Deployment protection. We toggle this off, save, and now any future deployment is going to work fine. So we've got our project here. I should be able to click this button and it creates a smart wallet. It does. If I click it again, we get a new one. If I click it again, we get a new one. We're creating smart wallets in one simple button click. I'm going to take a screenshot of this page, send it off to my team. And let's copy the link to test here. Okay, and now that we have tested, we can ship it. So let's ship it. Squash and merge, squash and merge. We're shipping really fast tonight. 42 minutes in, I should be able to wrap up before an hour. I mean, we're already creating smart wallets. At this point, we're just flexing. Add a ship emoji. And what's next? Let's go back to our list of tasks. Move this down. Next up, let's try the faucet. Let's see if we can get the faucet to work. Let's see if there is a fund wallets. I'm looking for faucets. Wallet.fund. Let's search for faucet. Can we use the faucet? Looks like we might have had our first comments. We got Alejandro, who just showed up from X. They said hi, and then a little laugh. I'll keep you up. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for contributing to the convo. ETH faucet is what I'm looking for. So it looks like faucet transaction. So it looks like we call faucet by So I'm thinking we want to do, it looks like we have to call the faucet on a main wallet instead of being able to call it on a smart wallet. So I think we want a new button. Create a new API endpoint, which for funding our wallet code example. Set up the API at /API/faucet. Am I on my new branch? No. Let's check out a new branch for faucet. We'll go into the branch. We'll copy the branch name, check out 2, paste the branch name, create new branch, publish the branch, and then I can pull from main. It'll tell me that there's some changes to sync, and we can sync those changes. And it's already creating the API endpoint. Looks like it already knew to use the init Coinbase SDK. The wallet address is not going to matter. So this doesn't matter. I'm just going to stop it. It seems like it's going off the rails a little bit. And let me see if I can take it from here. So we don't care about a wallet address being passed in. That's not important. What we do need is it's just a faucet call. Wallet.faucet. So if we can go inside of client, we don't even have a wallet here. So we can say wallet.create maybe. Wallet.create. Okay, and now we're exporting a wallet, which is going to be creating a new wallet. And inside of our faucet, we want to say wallet.faucet. Wallet should be imported from we don't even really care about the request. Faucet transaction does not need any parameters passed to it. It doesn't? What happens when we call faucet? It returns faucet transaction. Faucet transaction includes a get transaction hash function, which returns a string. So let's try the get transaction hash function, which should return a string. And we can delete all these unused imports up top. Boop, 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 boop. All right. We've now got a new faucet function, which should call the faucet. Let's see if it works by going to localhost 3000 /API/faucet. It looks like we're labeling this as a post. I want this to be a get. Gets just are easier for me to test in my browser. All right, it looks like we are getting some errors already. Yeah, so it's not, we need to set this up a little bit differently. So let's X this for client. And let's make a new file called wallet.tsx const get wallet equals async. I don't know if it's async or not. Return wallet equals wallet.create. We import the wallet. All right. Let's rename this to get wallet. And inside of here, we also will want to call init Coinbase SDK. And let's try calling get wallet inside of route faucet. So we'll say const wallet equals await get wallet, and we'll update our imports a little bit. And now we should not need to initialize the Coinbase SDK like that anymore. We should be able to just remove this. Let's try using the route again and see if it works now that we have changed around how we are. Looks like we got a 200 this time. And we got a transaction hash. So let's check out the transaction hash by going to sepolia.basescan. Buen día, Alejandro. Sí, podemos hablar en español. Y te saludo desde acá en Buenos Aires. Es un honor que tenemos a alguien de Venezuela acá. Si vos tienes una pregunta o cualquier duda en este tutorial que estoy enseñando, me avisas porque siempre hay espacio en mi calendario para otras personas que están construyendo por Base y podamos hacer otro video solamente en español para enseñar a la gente de acá en América Sur, porque entiendo que mucho de mi contenido está en inglés y creo que sirve mucho la comunidad si lo hacemos más en español. Gracias por llegar acá y gracias por hablar en español para dar unos momentos para hablar en español. And if you were totally lost, we are now back to talking in English. What I'm doing is I'm looking up the transaction hash to see if we actually just used the faucet or not. Look up the hash. We can see 1 minute ago, we funded a wallet. And so it does look like the faucet is working. So we've got our new API. Let's go ahead and push these changes to our branch and open up a pull request. Let's add all the changes. init faucet endpoint. And so we'll commit these changes and sync the changes. Did we fully complete this ticket is the question. We've got a faucet endpoint. I do think we could design this a little bit better so that the existing endpoint uses the faucet instead of having a new endpoint just for the faucet. So I think I'll redesign this a little bit, but I'll at least open up the pull request so that we have a unified place to start tracking, and it keeps the shipments moving forward instead of getting stagnant during this call. And we got our first comment from YouTube. We got Jerky Ways saying, hey. Thank you to everybody who's commented so far. You help this video get more exposure. And so when you help me by sharing this video or leaving a comment or contributing during this live stream, my goal is to also help you by acknowledging that you are here and contributing, and by putting you up on the Jumbotron so that other people can see what it is you're commenting. Let's open up the pull request. And we will create the pull request. Once the pull request is created, I can copy the URL and take it into my Slack channel, where I can say #Coinbase. We can attach the ticket. Once we attach the ticket, I'll grab the link to the ticket, link it in with the link, get rid of that pesky embed preview. And now we've at least got our pull request documented here. Now the question is, how do we test it? Let's try testing the deployment. I'm going to close down some of these open tabs, and let's try visiting the preview And inside of the preview, go to /API/faucet. And we should have just triggered the faucet. Let's check over here. Did we trigger a faucet? I see a faucet was triggered 9 seconds ago. So the faucet is working in our deployed environment as well. What we would like to do now is be able to send these funds to a different address. And so let's try to use the faucet. Let's make this a function called useFaucet. And inside of Coinbase, I'll make a new file called getFaucet or execute faucet. Anything I'm doing on chain, I'll call execute. Execute faucet.tsx. Const execute faucet is an async function. We will call the get wallet function to get our wallet. We'll call the faucet. We'll wait, and then I would think we want to return the faucet transaction. So let's return faucet transaction. And now I'm going to actually just delete this entire faucet. And inside of wallet, we're going to, after creating the smart wallet, we're going to call execute const faucet transaction equals execute faucet. It prompts us to auto import it. We've got faucet transaction, which is not being used. And now we can return faucet transaction.get transaction hash as the transaction hash for faucet transaction hash. Let's see if this works. So this is updating our existing API endpoint instead of updating a new one, so that we create the smart wallet and we call a faucet in the same moment. The only step remaining is to get funds from the wallet into the smart wallet, or somehow allow the smart wallet to have access to funds in the wallet, or use a paymaster, which the long-term solution is most likely a paymaster. That way we don't have to worry about funding. For now, I'm going to try to send the funds because I think it's a little bit more hands-on for what I'm looking for right now. We're at 57 minutes. I wanted this video to be about an hour. How can I send funds? Transfers. I believe this is what I'm looking for. And now we can say wallet.create transfer. Destination, let's try this. And we'll make a new function called execute transfer.tsx, and I'm going to actually call it ETH transfer. ETH transfer with ETH all caps. Yeah, just like this. Const execute ETH transfer, and let's execute it like this. We're going to say wallet and destination. And this is going to be assets.eth. Const, and then we'll return the transfer, and we will default export. Boom, boom. And now destination we want is an address imported from VM, just to make sure that our types are as strict as possible. We can delete that, delete these comments. Let's go back to our route, and transfer equals execute ETH transfer. Should auto prompt us to import. If it doesn't, there's our auto prompt to import. And smart wallet, we actually want it to be wallet, which is actually I think get wallet we want to call on the outside and pass it in here. So here, let's say wallet is a wallet. Import wallet, get rid of get wallet. Now we're passing it in, and we're going to say here wallet equals get wallet. This will be there we go. And so now we are generating a new private key, creating an account, setting up a smart wallet, generating a new wallet using Coinbase SDK, executing the faucet to give that wallet some funds. Then we are trying to transfer the ETH that we just got to the smart wallet, and then we're showing the transaction hashes of all of that. Let's see if it works by, I'm just going to go, instead of hitting the API, let's try hitting the API one more time and see what happens. But the nice part about updating this endpoint is this endpoint's getting triggered on button click, which means I can show it on the front end. Let's see what that transfer did. And we got a couple more comments. So let me check out this hash, and then we will dive into some of those comments. Active conversation tonight, which I'm very appreciative of. Okay, this was 25 seconds ago. This should be a new smart wallet that was just created and was just funded. Let's see if that's the case. I don't think you guys are ready for what's next. What's next is about to be very, very cool. Okay, so we got our transfer 1 minute ago. This was funded by this wallet. It looks like this is our smart wallet. So what's next? Where are we at? Have I pushed our changes? I don't think I have. Let's push our changes. I add methods so new smart wallets are funded. And let's commit and push, see if it works. And if it does, let's ship it. I've spent a little bit of time on this specific pull request, and I want us to keep moving. I'm going to quickly run through and make sure we don't have any comments. You know how much I don't like pesky comments. It looks like we're all good. And inside of our route, we only have one. Get rid of that. We are now commentless. We'll commit this change. Remove dev comments. Commit it. Sync the changes. From here, we can go back and we'll give our pull request a proper review while we wait for those deploys to happen. I'm starting to feel like I'm finding some momentum with Coinbase. First couple times I tried to build, it was slow for me, but now that I'm starting to get the hang of how their apps are structured and how their wallets are structured, it's starting to get a little bit easier. And I'm seeing how small some of these functions are, which I'm appreciating. Super small pull request for us to use a faucet, transfer funds. Like, how could it be easier than what that process was? Okay, so while we're waiting for the deploys, let's make sure we are waiting for a deploy. Laptop starts to slow down as I stream for more than an hour. So this is a sign I should start wrapping up. I mean, we could just wrap up here. This has been a great video. Honestly, let's start wrapping up here. We'll wait for this build. The build just finished. Can't even wait for the build because the build's so fast. So this is the final wrap up of what we built today. We have a new Coinbase Quick Start project. Actually, we're not fully done. We're almost done with this specific task, but there's still at least one more thing I need to do. We click create smart wallet. It creates a smart wallet and it funds the smart wallet all in one click. We never need to sign in. All you have to do is click a button and then a new smart wallet's created. We can check out the address for what was just created and we can see that not only does it exist, but it already has funds in it. So we have just created a brand new smart wallet and we used a faucet and we transferred those fund faucets right into the smart wallet. So I'm happy with this. Let me send out the update into my Slack channel so we can get this merged. Test here. And then I think the last thing we need to do is a README so that if you're watching this and you want to get started with this Coinbase Quick Start, you can just follow a simple set of README guides. We'll go back to here and I'll copy the image and let's say button click now triggers faucet and funds transfer to the new smart wallet. So not only are we creating smart wallets, we're also using a faucet and loading up that new smart wallet with funds the second we create it. I'm happy with these changes. Let's get them shipped and keep moving on with this overall project. Squash and merge. Let's let everybody know. And then we'll take a brief second to address some of the comments before I move on. Let's go back to our overall tasks so that we stay focused on the list. Okay. First off, we had a new comment from Alejandro. ¿Crearás un token? Jeje, me recomendaron este directo porque dijeron que ibas a crear un token. Disculpa mi ignorancia si no es así. Sí, señor. Es parte del proceso que estoy haciendo. Pensé que vamos a crear un colectable en este video. Ahora estoy pensando que no vamos a tener tiempo para desplegar un colectable nuevo. Pero si estás pensando que estoy desplegando un token como algo que puedes comprar como un coin, como un meme, no lo estoy haciendo hoy. Entonces, si te respondí a tu pregunta, me avisas o si no, si puedes preguntarme tu pregunta en otra forma, te voy a responder. Crearás un token, jeje, me recomendaron este directo porque dijeron que ibas a crear un token. No estoy creando un token. No sé qué están diciendo en las respuestas para este live, pero no estoy creando tokens que puedes comprar. Si hay una dirección para comprar un token, no es de yo y es un scam. The other topic that we've got is from Jerky Wes. Said, been following you for a while now, been watching some live streams of Shaw doing live dev work. Haven't you? The new Eliza V2 hacks have what inspired me to go live today is I've just been seeing, I've been seeing Shaw going live and just like, he does his live hacks and he's kind of quiet and he just puts on music. And for me, as soon as I go live, I can't help but yap. And so you'll notice that I yap a lot more, but he inspired me. Shaw going live and just doing his builds have been a massive inspiration for me to just start going live while I'm building in real time instead of being more planned and trying to like make it more structured. All right, let's go on to our next well, we've got one more from Alejandro before I move on. Antes de seguir en el próximo tarjeta, Alejandro dijo, muchísimas gracias, amigo. Muy amable tu respuesta. Tienes un nuevo seguidor. Dale, bienvenidos Alejandro. Si esta página es nueva para ti, estoy construyendo en público cada día, lunes a domingo, por lo menos 1 hora por día. Y también estoy haciendo reuniones cada día, lunes a domingo, con otros gente que están construyendo por Base para ayudar músicos, artistas, creadores en cualquier lado. Así que pueden entender cómo pueden hacer más vibe coding, como hacer código sin una educación o una certificación en código. Vivimos en un mundo ahora donde puedes construir una aplicación que tienes en tu imaginación y no tienes que pagar 60,000, 100,000 para una universidad. Puedes construirlo ahora ya usando las herramientas de IA que estoy mostrando acá en los videos. Pero gracias por venir y si tienes más dudas o más preguntas, solo me avisas y ya sabes que te voy a responder. I'm really liking that I'm getting a little bit of chance to jump over to Spanish during this call. It's not often that people will reply to me in Spanish if I'm having an English call. So it's nice that we're getting a little bit of that right now. I'll copy the branch name, go back to Git. Well, not Git, this is cursor. Now I'll check out to my new branch name, publish the branch. Once the branch is published, I will pull the latest from main. So we will pull from main, and then we'll sync those changes again. And once the changes are synced, let's tell it to write up the README. Please create a new read, or we might already have a README. We already have a README. Please update B. You can tag a file by dragging and dropping it into the chat. And now I'll paste the task, paste all of the steps, and let's see what it does. The current README mentions Next.js project bootstrapped, and then we talk about getting started. Now we're updating it to talk about Coinbase Smart Wallet demo. It's a simple application to create and fund Coinbase Smart Wallets using the Coinbase SDK. Our features include create a Coinbase Smart Wallet, fund your wallet using the faucet, mobile responsive UI, dark mode support, transfer ETH to your wallet. Getting started, we have prerequisites. You need Node.js 18 with NPM, PNPM, or Yarn, Coinbase developer platform account and API credentials. Create a .env file. I want to make an example. And so we'll make a copy, rename it to .env.example. .example. And let's remove these from here. And we'll add in a little link telling people where they can get it. Should be able to go over to cdp.coinbase.com. Open the portal. We're in the cleanup step. We've already built the entire application. At this point, I'm doing some minor cleanup before we merge so that if you're watching this video and you've scanned that QR code that's in the top left, you're going to be looking at a repository that I've already updated with all the getting started instructions so that you can do exactly what I've done, whether you're watching this video, discovering the GitHub. The goal is to make it easy for you to build on Base using Coinbase SDK and the appropriate tools from the Coinbase suite. Going into API keys, this should be the URL that I'm looking for. Let's take this URL, say git CDP get CDP keys here. Update the README with mention this example file. Mention for setting up CDP API keys. Let's see where our README is at now. Let's close others. Install, run, and then we go to localhost. We don't actually have that API route. So let's delete this post because we don't have that. Deploying onto Vercel, go to Vercel. You need to set CDP app key ID and secret, deploy the app. Talks about our tech stack. Licensed under MIT. Let's verify we've got that license. Please create an MIT license from sweetman.eth. We definitely want an MIT license in here so that anybody can use this application. How did we modify our page? Is funding... no, we don't want this change. Let's roll back this, and let's also roll back the faucet. We don't want either of those. And it looks like we've now got a license. Let's verify this license is just a simple MIT, but it's from 2024. We need to make sure it is 2025. Permission is hereby granted free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of this software and associated documentation files. You can use this without asking me, without any limitations, for free or paid usage. This code is free and open source. That's what this license does. And the README explains that at the bottom. Save the file, add everything. README plus license. Let's commit the changes. I actually don't think we added .env.example, and I would like to. Git ignore. We just want .env to be ignored and .env.local to be ignored. We would like our example to be included. Include env example. Let's commit, sync our changes. And let's open up the final pull request we will be opening up of the day. If you have any final questions, please start asking them now. If not, I will be wrapping up shortly, and then we will be ending the live stream. If you've gotten this far, please click the like button. Please click the subscribe button. Please retweet this if you're looking on Twitter. Any button that you click helps this video to get more exposure, which helps more creators stay independent by having at their fingertips the tools and resources they need to continue to build as an independent creator. We are opening up a pull request, creating the pull request. Once the pull request has been created, I copy the URL, I take it back to my Slack, hashtag Coinbase, tag the channel it's for, and now I find the ticket. Ticket is auto marked into review because of how I've connected it with the correct branch name from the linear ticket. Paste in the ticket to link it here in Slack, get rid of the embed preview, and we are in the last pull request I'm shipping of the day. Let's check it out. What did we do? Updated 4 files. None of these should be public files. These should all be an environment example. We updated our env to allow us to share this .env.example. We added a license saying that anybody can use this code free of charge. And we added a README that makes it easy for anybody to get up and running using this repository so that it's quick and easy for anybody to start building on Coinbase SDKs. I'm going to go ahead and ship this, assuming all of our deployments have succeeded. Looks like they've all succeeded. Squash and merge, squash and merge. We are done shipping for today. Let's start to close up all the code. Crash our server. Gonna close down this code base. And I want to see how the README looks. So this is our finished repository. If you want to get started, scan that QR code that's in the top left of the screen. It's going to take you to this GitHub page that I'm showing right now. And we just updated the README with all the info you need to get started. This was a Coinbase Smart Wallet demo. It is a simple application to create and fund a Coinbase Smart Wallet using the Coinbase SDK. You create a Coinbase Smart Wallet, you fund your wallet using the faucet. We then transfer that ETH into the Smart Wallet. We have a mobile responsive UI, we have dark mode support, and then we talk about all the getting started instructions. Once you clone the repository, you set up the env file, you then set your environment variables. If you don't already have them, I gave you a one-click link that's going to take you right to the page where you go to set up your environment variable API keys. The only things that we're missing are some images and some links to the live app, I believe. Let's keep reading through this. clone the repo, npm install, run the app. We talk about the API endpoint, talk about setup and deploying onto Vercel, our tech stack. We've already got it linked up here, so the only thing we're missing is a screenshot of the app. I'll add that after the tech stack. I believe it's just Coinbase quick start. .vercel.app. Create the wallet. Take a screenshot of the page, drag and drop it right into the README. And let's commit those changes directly to main. And now the README should not only have text, but it's also got a nice image of the app. So that's everything we're building today. We have finally gotten smart wallets to work with Coinbase. And so as I wrap up, again, if you want to build what I just built, check out that QR code in the top left of this video. That is going to take you right to this GitHub repo, which is open source, free to use, MIT license. Anybody can use this for any paid or free projects. If you got any value out of this video, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, or the follow button, or the retweet button, or the comment button. Click all the buttons, and if you're leaving a comment, let me know what was the most valuable part of this video, or what would you like to see me build next.